how old were you when you were kind of diagnosed with ADHD?
I believe I was 9.
So how has that kind of like rendered you, or has it not rendered you? Has it actually like helped you kind of like become the person that you are?
Right. So it plays a pivotal role in everything I do. And in fact, it's only in hindsight or in retrospect is that very clear to me. For the longest time since I've been diagnosed, it's not like I had a frame of reference or anything to compare what normalcy was. But eventually, when I started, developing my own passions, I started, honing in and optimizing on everything I do. And then it started becoming very clear to me where my ADHD was, hurting me and slowing me down. But again, in terms of silver lining, when I used to take Ritalin, at the time it was Ritalin that I was prescribed with, I would turn into a zombie. I mean, I would have just absolutely no mood. I'd be starving. My body's just dying for food. And my brain's like, yeah, you're totally fine. I'd have heart palpitations. I'd feel really cold.
Wow.
Yeah, just really bad symptoms, like just not designed for me at all. But it was kind of like throwing a dart, in the dark, where sometimes it would work and it would work perfectly. And that right there was a silver lining, because I was like, wow, that's what it means to focus. Where it's just like somehow nothing else matters. Somehow those like random thoughts that you can't control, that just, even if they're not taking the front of your mind, they're still occupying your mental real estate at the back of your mind. Just like, oh, what about this tonight? And what about that tomorrow? And when those things just disappeared, I was just like, in 1 hour, I can get done what took me 4 or 5 hours to do before.
Wow.
And from there, I'm like, at least now I have a goalpost, right? And I think, and I guess everyone can relate to this, but we're generally good at things we like, and we're not good, we're not good at things we don't like. But that felt very hyperbolized for me. So whenever I was taking classes in college, if I'd taken computer science and I liked the computer science course, I would just ace it straight through. And if it was a course I didn't like, I'd be writing chicken scrap on my English lit and just giving it in at the end. From there, at the very early age, I realized it's really good for me to do things my own way. And it's really good for me to do the things that I'm only really enjoying. Because I quickly see results and feedback in that domain, and I see none in the others. And eventually, when I started really developing skills on the things I love, then I started expanding outwards. And I started realizing the things that I didn't like, I actually really did like, because I wasn't capable of understanding how applicable they are. So here I am, completely involved and engrossed in domains that I never thought I would be. I thought I would just strictly like to code. Since literally 9 years old, I knew I wanted to become a software engineer.
Okay.
I did. Awesome. I really did. In some ways, I wouldn't take credit for that clarity. It's just how those, thoughts fired in my brain. But now I'm looking back, and that's actually one of the last things that I love doing. I mean, I look at computer science as being a tool to express myself in science. And I very much love computer science, very, very much. I don't really see myself as a programmer. Okay. And the things that I never liked doing, like writing, I hated writing. In fact, mathematics and writing were the two things I would have to get private tutoring in when I was in elementary school and high school. And those are the two things that I actually excelled in. Specifically mathematics, I ended up majoring in it. And it was just, the whole context of education, the education system was rewarding discipline, organization, coming on time. Eventually I realized it's about the end result, right? And especially in the business domain, right? You can come with good etiquette, you can come with a tie, just, do all that stuff and follow all the protocols of what it means to have good business etiquette. But at the end of the day, is your client happy, right? Awesome. Everything else is really noise. You're delivering a quality product to your client, or you're giving them what they want. And that's the thing that I like to focus on. So, in a way, that sort of mindset in some abstract sense has replicated itself in how I operate in every aspect of my life forward. So in a way, I do attribute my ADHD to a lot of, what I've done up until now.